Technology, again, maybe I don't want to take much time. So we talk about technology, but we have to go technological advancements now. Can you make use of the technological advancements? We have it, but at the same time, you have to be very conscious because it may guide you or misguide you. So that finally, I would like to now when it comes to every every other thing talk about AI. So AI may guide you or misguide you. So when you have time, you can go to the internet and go to the Google search and type Tarjuni Rasul days in Singapore. So it was decided on the 29th of September 2022 about Monday. In that case, what happened was one senior lawyer made a submission to the made a written submission to the Supreme Court. So during the come to the submission, it depended on the jury. So the jury has used the AI to prepare the document. So finally, after many hearings, only the court came to know that the cases cited as authorities were fictions. There are no real cases, but the AI has generated these cases and given this junior lawyer has given to the senior lawyer, and the senior lawyer has given to the payment to the court, and the court issue was there. The court has wasted a lot of time, and the lawyer to the other party and all. Finally, Singapore High Court has imposed very time on that law. So we have that technology, so we can make use of it for innovation at the same time you have to be more process because it may guide you or mislead you. At the same time, innovation, you have to go for the new thinking. When it comes to the things that we have in our culture also, to be brought again and also we can re-engage it. And also we can presentation and made up by presentation, I think we can, my question. Thank you.
I can come, sir. I believe the governance is a good advance. But what the governance as well as the participation and technology is
Sustainability. So in this value addition to the sustainability, I would like to highlight three events. One was management, the healthy sustainability. As we aware of that, we have already on the very high one for the management normally is quite right. The practical management seems that the organizations, maybe they provide public sector or private sectors, they're not concerned about the profitability or provide better service. Rather giving on the profit or better service, they concentrate on social, environmental dividends. So whenever we take decision, we should concentrate our stakeholders like employers, customers, even. So the purpose of management, as we the leaders, those who are lead the organization, should have the management system we call triple bottom line management. Triple bottom line, we have to focus people, connect and stop process. Basically, the three bottom line approach in our global management, every leader should every think to making this sustainable. The sustainability, we understand 2030 is a sustainable development goals. We are only all of these sectors to achieve SDG goals. So in line with second pillar is corporate governance and ethical responsibility. Nowadays we concentrate CSR, corporate reporting, now we convert it to ethical responsibility. The good governance, it doesn't mean you meet the compliance, but the leader should make this transparency already one of the highlighted transparency, openness, and also accountability. So whenever you take a decision as a leader, you have to think not only one decision but also involve it from not only participations to make the decision making. So basically, as the concept of environment, social, and good governance are central part of decision making. As a leader, we are having meetings, we are having this, but we should focus or rethink to concentrate concept of environmental, social, and good governance. So already we have some practices how the management system, especially we focus the supply chain engineering is a new already discipline in this management field. Nowadays, we should rethink the supply chain management system, how they profile together with the single part of the decision making. And on the other hand, the third pillar is sustainability as a shared cultural and scientific endeavor. uh, Whether we like or not, the COVID-19 knocked our door to make the changes, education, digitalization, and digital transformation. So when we apply the digital transformation, our interactions, sometimes already they highlighted AI, sometimes this, sometimes this, that. So basically, the sustainable changes or maybe sustain for the business or management or organization, we concentrate three idea. One is culture, scientific thinking, and technological advancement. So basically, if come to the management point of view, the cultural basically we understand cross cultural borders, cross cultural events. So in line with whenever we take approach community-based principles, community-based principle which gives the sustainability of operations. And more scientifically, we already smart culture, smart agriculture, smart culture, smart management, smart food, like that, they are converting traditional methods to modern techniques of each and every sectors for the sustain. Nowadays companies are has to disclose sustainability. It's one of the disciplines coming our knowledge, since I'm making sustainability. I also with how does the environment futures they are disclosed. So basically, the technological, I already highlighted digital transformation is happening. So we have to approach or change our traditional approach to the modern approach. So basically, I suggest to rethink this theme, the collaborative governance for citizens. Basically, we have in Sri Lanka, we have a lot of policies. Say, for example, national policy, strategy and sustainable development, national environmental policy, national climate change policy, national science technology policy, and sustainable Sri Lanka 2030 vision. But each and every policy is working for us. We should be a triple bottom line approach. If you have a policy, you should integrate that policy whenever you are taking the decision. So, in my concluding remarks, this modern management now the focus is for pressure us to make operational efficiency. So already we have productivity, we are saying effectiveness and effectiveness. But in our operations of this modern management, first we should think ethically, digital, inclusive, and then sustainability, and which make the bridges for cultures, that is, we say, inclusive, sciences through innovation and system changes, and technologies through the digital transformation and green tech. As you have selected the right theme of this slide 10 to rethink this innovation and digital technologies to inform all sectors of uh, Sri Lanka. But now I think, as you know, we had financial crisis and bankruptcies. Now we are rethinking of our day-to-day operation, even day-to-day life, how we can be able to survive of this country, making quality of life. We thank everyone for giving this opportunity and listening. I will come second round for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Nasa. I will economic transformation is not only about boosting the economy, also ensuring its the principle of sustainability for the long term. The sustainable developments providing equal access to education, healthcare, and economic. I believe Dr. Sabeshan Sikaparanathan is an inventor, successful entrepreneur. He won in Sri Lanka, living in UK. I believe he could be the right person to give a direction for a university in terms of sustainable development.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're still awake. Can see some of you sleeping. Before the question of my style, the left this country when I was 23, he came back 10 years later, in a place. London gives us debt and no living. The education in Sri Lanka is great. We live in a different world now. The next 10 to 20 years, the AI, the world economy, yeah, it going to change the world economy and I need to be smarter. Not only the school education, but also the university education component. Come back 10 years later, it's going to be universe. So, my question now would be totally remember at words, not also very strong. And the music can be a life, in economic history, much later before this Sri Lanka or status. Other versions will be recognized. And we can see the high youth unemployment and in Canada, Australia. This is what the list I'm sure you see you still got the list there. Long time. But this is something change. Before we are now here, we believe this something. So, the change is changing. So, here, the mindset of the shift. And then say university or a graduate for a government job, security, that's something. I want to start a company or startups or etc. Because they all like companies. You want to know that have a flexible law of the governance so that who else you know the village. You all have a nice life. This is a diversified or enterprise and yeah. Look at India, neighbor to us. Never face we come to the shaping and ignoring everything. I encourage not only the university students, but also the academics to really look at how you change human economy by really coming up with entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship doesn't happen overnight. Our minds, our creature is really needed. Change by really creating innovative businesses, not just in architectures. I know you can be a lot of business in architectures in this country. Beyond beyond the four walls. You've got to come up with innovative ideas. You totally change the game. Just let's give you one quick example. I know the time is already limited. Let's give you one example what I have done at the university. Is that we look at solving problems. And solving you create more reading solutions. You create businesses. These are businesses. Some of them haven't been at different place. You know, you Google, you come up with businesses. You have to have been at different place. That's what India have done. So something about you can sort not in this country, nobody. In my case, I was trying to simple come in India, leading in the million of losses in areas we built a $3 million program of dollars leaving behind a plane. In case of airports, we had a $400 million program lost luggage in get lost. In the case of hospitals, we had over $100 million program medical devices. And so that was a $200 sold, $1 billion program, 24 days have sold this. Two ideas, three others. Answer the phone. You have the beginning so that we can show that how you think is make you in a innovative way and how you develop the new solution. Solution can become the world leading solution. When you have the new solution, then you can protect that with an IP, with an invention. And the university contract, and I can see some of the universities have already created a ecosystem protect innovation, protect IPs, so you can be able to protect those inventions, protect this IP, so that you can really have a global player in that innovation or have it in a unique state. That's only starting. Inventing is great to solve the problem. And then you really come to a university. So how do you do that? You look at the global market, not just like market or India market, competing globally. What is the global market for what you have to solve? And investors, if you want to create a $1 billion business or unicorn, market going to be $1 billion, not 100 million, $1 billion. And so that's the next thing you do at customer market. What's market I can solve? Now, you've got a massive market, you come up with a solution to solve the problem. Now you need team. And you go too far. You need a team. To create a team, you need money, you need investors. Create investors, don't just think only Sri Lankan investors, could be looking at global investors. You are creating global solutions, then your investors globally would love to invest in you. That's what I have been over the last few years, taking 15 million investment from some of these big guys like Stanley Conductors and so on and so forth. Really create a team, this team will really produce product. That's the product you're going to launch. Use the product, you can really do the business in a global way. That's what I have done in the world of entrepreneurship. It is globally over 40 countries today, not only in Europe, but also in the US and Asia, where we have put this system in retail shops. We can track every single garment. We have put this system in a airplane manufacturers like Boeing and Airbus, so we can track it too. So when you fly, it's going to be safe. Flight not going to come down and your life's going to be okay. We're tracking luggage with the Delta Airlines, so we can ensure there's no luggage loss. And finally, one close to my heart, hospital. We can save people's lives. By tracking medical devices, tracking patients, tracking samples, tracking surgical instruments, we can ensure we can save people's lives and improve healthcare. So my point is, could be thinking that how you can create a innovative startup rather than getting a safe job in a government place like countries like Sri Lanka. And by creating the innovative company, how you can create jobs, how you can attract investors to this country, and therefore can really contribute to the Sri Lankan economy, but not the Sri Lankan economy, but change the world innovatively. Thank you.
I believe in your experiences and was to discuss deeper and deeper, especially in all of the universities, to really think out of the box in order to create the new ideas, to create the new solutions. That is the idea behind innovation. I think I can open the floor right now for the questions or any advice or suggestion from please. You are welcome right now.
Um, the last speaker, so I really appreciate how from an academia we moved to industry. From industry, we wanted to serve the global community in general, in specific, let's say Sri Lanka. it's definitely a role model. So a role model for the youngsters, including me. My question to you is, what are the challenges that you have faced from an academic to industry and attracting money is investment? The biggest challenge is investment. How did you work on your investment strategy? Because I am an entrepreneur, an academic, an entrepreneur. Recently, I started artificial intelligence, human security research foundation. How can we advance human-centric AI? So that's the thing. So if you can share some of your experiences, it would be really helpful to me and to your thank you. Dr. Ramesh, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Very, very good question. See, there are two questions. The first question is how do we convert or turn academia into entrepreneur? It's a very different skill set, and we all comfortable in our comfort zone. That's human nature, yeah, right? But when you get yourself out of your comfort zone, throw yourself out of the comfort zone. Not, not many of us want to do that. Unfortunately, in leadership, it's taking. You got to take this. You might lose your entire 3 5 years of what you are working on because in every university, when I invented, there are 100 other people who also invented. It's only 10% Cambridge University inventions. We don't invent normal thing in Cambridge University, by the way. We have over 90 plus Nobel Prize winners, including some of those world famous scientists, Sir Isaac Newton, right? These cases are unique cases. Even these cases, you only have 10% from even the next year stage. So that means inventing is great, it's not difficult. But getting that invention, as you said, the academic invention into a real startup, real enterprise, real global company, and making that global success, it is hard. First of all, starting point, you've got to be really be able to take this, getting out of the comfort zone of the activity and say, hey, I can play things. Learn the business skill. You know that thinking yourself. That's how we invent, right? When I was a student, I was good at electronics. I was good at electronics, but I didn't know anything about business. And so I quickly went to Harvard Business School, learn business, how to even create a business plan, how to create a team, how to build a staff performing team. Just a normal team is not going to do it. You've got to have a staff performing team. The people in your team got to be singing and dancing and driving towards the one common goal. So really, it's a staff performing team. It's not an to find two people, but putting them together, staff of one being hard. Yeah. So you've got to be prepared to learn those business skills because when the founder learn those things, not even at the customer, how can you early adapters? When you invent new things, how to find new customers they never use these sort of products. So that's also skill you've got to learn from the business. I would encourage leaders to provide such a training, provide such a program so the academic staff can learn those skills. Now, not only learning those skills, now you ask next important question about how to take investment. Because hey, you could have amazing technology, you could have invented the beautiful technology in the world, but if there's no customers, what do you often last for long, right? Well, bankrupt soon, and that's the end of the story. That investment, the investors are looking for a number of things. The investors first looking from you, are you a trustworthy founder? Can we trust you? Can I trust my wife with you? And that's how they look at you because you are talking about millions and millions of money. So that means the investor is going to trust you. If you connect this, come into play. The whole thing, connect this doesn't matter. We think if you are really talented, if you have invented something, it's going to fly. But actually, first this look very hard on you from a character point of view. Trustworthy, honesty, and moral ethics and boundaries and principle. And so when you become an entrepreneur, ensure that you also develop characters, good moral and principle and good ethics. Leadership are driven by those principles. Investors also looking for whether you really want to run this business, take this technology over the way to become a unicorn business, unicorn means $1 billion business. And so, and they also want to see this business as a $1 billion market, addressable market. So you have done all these market studies, show the investors you can sell this business over $1 billion market, and you can create a team, and you can really believe in this technology. Your technology has a unique selling point. If your technology doesn't have a unique selling point, but they invest in If you have one of those, then the investor will be delighted to invest and you'll be able to take on a journey. Even if you fail, it will be a rewarding journey. And because success doesn't want to happen overnight. And as I said, 90% of the universities, Cambridge University start to fail, but we learn from that mistakes and we start again. And so some of you would start the business, and when I come next time, 10 years later, hope you'll have some Apple and Google and Microsoft and etc. in this family. Thank you. Very good question. Thank you.
Yeah, innovation is the key. Yeah, any questions from the audience?
Sir, my question also submissions, sir. Sir, in your presentation, you have mentioned about tracking the surgical devices in the NHS system, the National Health Service System. How would it contribute to the sustainable development, sir, of the building financial sense? Can you explain this?
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are already clever. People asking clever, sharp questions. It's feel like I'm already in Cambridge University now. When I teach Cambridge University kids, I still do some sharp questions I can ask. I think sustainability and net zero is big thing going forward. And if you don't, look at carefully this planet may not last long. In fact, Stephen Hawking, who I met when I was at Cambridge University, once said he didn't even believe this world could last more than 1,000 years. So that is 10 more years if you don't do the right things to the planet. And so sustainability not only comes in healthcare to ensure the wastage, to ensure that we don't really throw all the wastage out in the ground, so that it can really polluted, and in return, we really master the environment. So not only we tracking things in hospital to ensure that we can reduce wastage, we also started looking at tracking food wastage. A massive food wastage happening not only in supermarket but across the world because items get expired and we throw millions and billions worth of product every single day into the floor. So massive reduction can be done not only in healthcare but also in food sectors to really reduce those food wastage, so we can make this planet even greener. And that's the way we have our ambitions for the next 10 years to come. Every item, every object on the planet is tagged with the internet, so that every object, even your chair, talking to the internet. Today it's only you talking to internet via your social media, right? I know every one of you has social media today. And then thinking of Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever that. But tomorrow in the next 10 years, every object on the planet will be connected to internet. That's what we foresee the world. By connecting that with the AI, we can track the planet in a different way. We can optimize the whole global system. So we can reduce this wastage, we can increase this sustainability, world become even a cleaner place. That's what we can do. Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Currently, I have some questions, especially now, the first question is information regarding this agriculture. So, as you mentioned, sir, that regarding to this development of population development is going to be in the future that we don't have enough production. So, we have seen that the parents or the farmers, they don't, as parents, we don't like to see our children in the paddy fields. So, even though a farmer likes to see his kids in the office environment, in the early days, and all. So, in the current situation, actually, there is no encouragement for farming. So, as a university, what is going on? Because the farmers they don't. Only very few farmers you can find this area is working for the agricultural degrees, process related to that. But mostly that we like to see our kids as doctors, engineers, like for high professional jobs. So, do we have a mechanism to solve that problem? That is the first question. And the second one is as a university, that even though they are producing graduates, the agriculture graduates, they are not actually coming to the agriculture sector. They are working, see, we can see in the banks, as development officers, or in different areas they are working. So, do we have any plans as a university to solve the issue to develop our country and actually make the graduates to be the farmer, to be with the farmers and do something which can be sustainable for the Sri Lankan economy. So that is the question for Sudarshan sir. Another question related to tourism. So as the service minister said, Trincomalee is a prominent area for the tourism, and we have beautiful beaches, beautiful environment and all. But if we see the Sri Lankan, history, there is no that much of importance given to the Trincomalee area in the recent past. So in government projects and all, they try to develop the harbors and ports and lot of things, and their focus is to some other places. We have a natural harbor, but it's not properly developed. So the fundings are not coming to Sri Lanka. And even Nirmala talk about the supply chain and all. So, when if the government is not focusing on the Trincomalee area, as a university, say, what is our role? Do we have any other way to develop this area, especially in the tourism and other related sectors?
Thank you. Both the questions are interrelated. I will go with the first question. Now, the image given to the agriculture sector in Sri Lanka is somewhat different. So that is the main problem because the agriculture, everybody is thinking agriculture is only just doing the farming work, what is coming in the state, but it has a different dimension. So if you look at because when I was in Japan, the farmer is a well-known person in Japan, wealthy person. In other words, how? Because every farmer is a graduate of agriculture faculty, and they are running their own farm in hectares. They have very good AC rooms. They have very good technology with drones. They have precision technology. They are using it while they are in the controlling room. So then they are having an irrigation system. They can control it automatically. So those technologies is internet. So that's why the technology-driven agriculture is having a high impact. When I was in Thailand, the similar story. When the King Bhumipol introduced that system in Thailand, the product harvested at the farm gate will directly go to the ship to the port. They have developed the road network. Similar thing I observed in Germany. Same thing. They have the technology driven agriculture. Our problem is we are still going with the peasant farmer and we always say that we are an agriculture country. That's what I said in end. So then our technologies need to be, revitalized and we need to revisit how the technology can be interrelated into the agriculture. So therefore automatically the economy will move. So then the people will get attracted. Even the Japanese students, those who are studying with me, and they are very good agriculturists. They have their own products harvesting from the field, and then it is rolled up to their own factory. They are making the value-added product. It is going to the market, and even for the export market. So they are very wealthy. They are having a very happy life. So that is the reason that how that is interrelated. Why it is not happening in Sri Lanka? We are not using the appropriate technology for our country. Every time we are getting a huge funding, the World Bank continuously funded the recent project agriculture sector modernization project, huge funding. Even in Batiklo district, that we had a banana plantation, we call plantation, large extent. What happened is they process the banana and then the company called Dawn that is close in Colombo and based there, and then the banana is going to the export market. But because of the supply chain and the instability of the companies and their market prices, the system is collapsed. So ultimately, the project is failed. Inline service is a project is not successful. So the real policy decision with strict enforcement should be taken. Before starting a business, we need to have a visibility. Then we can go on, and then we can get a very good achievement. So that is the answer. Second question, agriculture graduates are not in agriculture. Example, myself. say for example, right? So, but that is the severe problem in the Sri Lankan agriculture sector, especially in the university. The shocking information. Very recently, they have submitted a document to the parliament. The government is spending 787,000 rupees for 1 year for an agriculture student for the agriculture faculty students across not other university, but especially in our university. And ultimately, what is getting out of it for the agriculture sector through the agriculture graduates is very negligible. So the system is wrong because when we are giving a free education, there should be something like a bond or an agreement. They should repay the money. So in Japanese culture, there's nothing is free. Undergraduate study, they have to pay and study. Students go for the albeit or the part-time jobs, they earn money, they pay and they study. They know the value, they know the pain, they know the energy. So then they have to repay the money. But in Sri Lanka, we are giving everything for free. So then there is nothing bound. And the other serious problem nowadays in the agriculture faculties, more than 95% of the student population is female. It is not for gender bias, but those students those who are finishing their graduate period, what they are doing is their life is going, that period of that part is going in with the marriage and getting into the final family life. Ultimately, there is no contribution to the economy of Sri Lanka. So this is a serious problem. Even when I was the dean of the agriculture faculty, even now the deans of the agriculture faculties, they are discussing how to solve this problem, but the answer is still nil. Because the reason is we are not showing a good job opportunity to agriculture graduates in the country, or maybe the startups. Now the new concept that we are trying to introduce is entrepreneurship. So an entrepreneur plus the agriculture, then we go with the entrepreneurship, then the student can start up their small and medium businesses. And basic example that one of the institution I worked in sabbatical or the university in Vedica, a month ago, their main target is to produce the small and medium enterprises. I'm proud to say during my time there are students, they started their own business. They are doing it. The system is running. So that sort of system should be introduced into the Sri Lankan agriculture sector for the agriculture education. Then, as Dr. Abhishek mentioned, we don't have to depend on employers. They can start up their own businesses. Then automatically the agriculture will they will go for the innovations. They know how to, enlarge their financial balance. So that can lead to the happy life. So I think I answered your two questions. The second question is for me. I think I would like to answer the first one. Okay, although I am not an expert, but these days many people speak on matters that in which they are not experts. So then actually I go to Japan very often because if you cultivate by tradition and also look after a small component estate there. You could two reasons, maybe one reason maybe when it comes to income from that, I need to pay the pay tax. Or other income that I know the government recovers 36% of it. So that is one thing. So then I think we can promote that one maybe to people as part time. I think in some people, it may not be a full time employee. Maybe as part time employee, during the weekends and all the I do that. And then that is one thing. And also I enjoy cultivation, that is that actually we can change also very good. So when it comes to actually when it comes to that one is the government will have to promote. Other one is we have to promote. Even when it comes to this question, one is the government will have to do the central government. And also the other levels also we can do. The local authorities can do. When the local authorities have others. The other one is I think probably next year we are going to have the council council. So even under the council council we have a lot of power. But unfortunately our council councils have not master statutes and also established the authorities when it comes to the environment also.
within the North Central Council Council is the only council council in Sri Lanka that has passed down legislation and also gone for it authority. So likewise, one is we have to get the central government to do it. So that actually we have to, go behind the limitations and get it done. So otherwise we won't get it done. Because even when it comes to other, now when it comes to economy, I would say tourism, not one is the beach related tourism, in the spiritual tourism. I think we have a lot of Indians here. So if we tell them what is Trikoneswaram and also the connection between the Trikoneswaram and Ramayana and also the only thing still we can if we capture the market in India bringing Trikoneswaram spiritual tourism then we can earn not necessarily from Europe we have to start. So in that way, we have to do that. But that I think we have to explore the possibilities. That is very important. And also, our local authorities will have to play a role. And in addition to that, I would say even maybe next year, definitely the provincial council will come. Our provincial council have to pass their own statutes and take the powers. So that is also very important because becoming closer because I wanted to go for it for my country because I was in a country called called Costa Rica, maybe the best country in the world for ecotourism. So there I did masters in African business. The evening hours I did sustained. I'm very much interested in sustained. Because my village also I do a lot. We got this for pioneers. When it comes to that, we have the best beach in the world is there, Kashmir beach. Not other side, India. Even the person wants to commit suicide can't commit suicide. Because that is very safe. You can walk about 500 meters. Not if you are already so nothing. So then in that way we have to do it and also convey our platform. Otherwise, actually, I don't want to speak about the police here because I don't want to speak about it in the people might usually okay. But anyway, when it comes to tourism, one is we have to prevent the leakage effect. Leakage effect means if the our money goes out, then it is not sustainable tourism. When we promote, when we link Palmyra maybe the Korean or this thing, then more, then the creator is a poor man. So he is the one. The money, he will get money. Then he will go to children. And that thing we have to do it, but anyway, one thing when it comes to patient, I would say, we have to push us on government. We have to, and then we also have to manage other possibilities and all. Yeah. Because the national government and diversity in the like thing that depend always on the government industry and tea, but even the other it is also very, very important and also very come to next time we will try to the market in India, giving Yukon instrument Ramayana. Thank you.
I can go there. There's two things towards it. One thing I recently met an ambassador of the countries, right? And see Japan, so that's the Eastern province. And when I met him, he said, your Eastern province is having a lot of places which can be converted as a high-end tourism, but nothing is happening. And he was shocked to see that. Because when I was in Japan, my landlords, they a place I think Dr. Ram is also from Japan. I saw his signature. That mentioned in Japan, they pray for the god frog gods. So they took me to one temple. There is nothing. Only two frogs made out of rocks. That is the temple. But it's full of people. It's plenty. I was very shocked to see that. So even with a small place, they make it as a sacred place to worship and other things, and then it makes the place to visit by the tourists. And they develop the tourism in such a way. This is just an example. So likewise, that we can make up the Trincomalee because there are so many places. And he said he was shocked to see that because there are a lot of places, especially in Trincomalee, but it was not properly handled or maintained to give a tourist attraction to attract many people to come over here. That is one thing. And the second thing is now we are trying to promote in Sri Lanka that we agro-tourism. So that agro-tourism means you can make up a hotel, you grow your organic farm, and the tourists can come with they can make up the cottage like with an air conditioner and everything. but they can come and they can pluck their own organic vegetables. They can so they can cook and they can have the natural meals, the organic stuff. So that is another concept of promoting the agritourism. It's not only for the Eastern province, but it is entirely Sri Lanka we can adopt. So that sort of things that we need to introduce. I think in Trikamali is the most attractive and beautiful place. Beaches is not really help. Thank you.
I also have to key things as already you highlighted, as as you also highlighted, most of especially in agriculture, they are not doing agriculture, but everywhere they are in different roles. Basically, coming to the entrepreneurship in the management, I think now all universities have a process externally. Very means we need to run a model structure. Say, you understand, I am a professor, but I can farm. I practicing the entrepreneurship. I invited my students to my farm. So there, I was very happy when I was in lecture house, similar to when I was in the farm. Self-satisfaction is most important when we are doing the farm. Basically, if we run the business model like entrepreneurship, because nowadays line is very high. I have banana plantation, also line plantation. So the line prices nowadays you understand about 1,500 rupees. When Jaguar 1,800, Bugatti 2,000. I don't know Renewable. In Colombo they are saying 2,800. But I am cultivating and sending my line to Colombo as well. Even my banana plantation I export to okay supermarkets. So consider as academia, we should contribute to our GDP in our economy. So in this case, if this person who is specialized do some work as we can. So in the case, my intention is to give the academia can be a role model for the students to run a business. So there we can invite some students on a farm and showing them. Sometimes people are surprised. Sometimes there are my friends here. Sometimes they don't know I'm running the farm. But it was very good to run the farm, to have this management principles, budget preparation, cost cutting, seasonal employment, profit sharing, like that. There are things going to be given in this practical experience. So, on the other hand, like the natural farmer may have also already professional he highlighted as spiritual tourism. And also traditional history of Ramayan and indicated forest to the temple, even the Bhatawali Amman temple, even Selvaman temple. Like that, there are knowledge that spiritual hubs there. So if like I think is a right time to make like tourism and hospitality in the regionally campus, you may focus in the right now. So where you can ask the students to make as a tourist guide. So we should responsible to produce customers as a tourist guide or maybe an entrepreneurs. Like that we can able to make contribution to the society and apart from that, the local body, maybe village council, urban council, like that, council council has to give this free signal to you to incorporate the tourism policies, especially on the regional. These are the some key answers for your question.
Yeah, sorry, just 1 minute. So, if I have a questions, your questions, sir. It's also not a blame anyone, but we are discussing. After this, no, the person said this is the appropriate. So I wish to incorporate into that the medicinal, traditional medicine also. So the tourism, some visionary leaders are there. We have the very potential people are here. The academic side is the top positions. All of us are here, but we are not taking any part of the outside academic institution. So we have to take some steps to encourage the public or encourage Because our graduates also, maybe nearly in medicine and medicine for Sri Lanka, nearly 4,000 graduates are waiting for their jobs only. They are also expecting like as our the government jobs. So, but in the country still we are imported from India in Karnataka. So it is very common in surrounding to our Timber Valley areas. So we have to do some steps. When we are speaking and the conference was finished. So for your period, we started something in the Kangway. So for the we are organic planting, cattle, everything, and like a cottage, and with the treatments, or Ayurvedic traditional medical treatment, manipulation, coconut more massage like that. So, my professor, Professor Dasmasundram also developed in undergraduate like that. So we are encourage the staff, the tourists, they accommodate very small cottages, no cement floor. So, and we cultivate the organic plants and like Professor Sudarshan said, they pick their plants, but they won't, they can facilitate it. They can catch the fish and they can clear the seasons. So they can easily take the grapes and they so likewise, we have to, we all are, including vice chancellor and all other professors and all of the kings and everyone, we have to take some steps to promote at least in informally, because this is a tourist place, you know, the natural, diverse here and community diverse is here. So please, we have to more steps.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe in the time which we have to find out the dialogue session. This is a good discussion. I believe this is sharing of expert expectations with the audience. While we are talking a lot, sometimes we are failing to do it. I believe this organizer can take the next steps. How can we start the activities what we discussed so far? This you can start as a student project. I believe you can give a community outreach project to students. They can visualize, they can submit a report, then you can collect the best report and do something for the faculty level or department level. This could be the right place. Uh, Behind the side area, that could be opportunity. We have to make it an opportunity, and it's a choice of people, especially who are taking the roles. I believe this title is really talking about sustainability. Especially we converted and moved to our discussion in terms of the role of the university in respect of innovation and invention and inclusive as well as sustainability. Due to the time limitation, we could come to the conclusion that as an academic community, we have obligations to undertake and this task as well as to educate the policymakers and develop the entrepreneurs, as well as the communities, to be a co-design practical solution for this problem. What we are here, everyone is entrepreneur right now. Everyone is faced the challenges. We are converting those challenges to opportunity. So this dialogue will end up with a certain solution to giving some input to the future potential leaders, especially students and academic staff, how to move to the next steps. Thank you very much to everyone. I wish to extend my gratitude, my speakers, especially those who try their best to share their own experiences to focus our audience. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Much moderator of this meeting, and our respected panelists for such an engaging and enriching dialogue. The themes shared here today reminds us that knowledge thrives when minds connect, and that collaboration is the true heart of progress. Please give a warm round of applause for Monica. Everyone also have family social. Now is the time for us to show our tribute to our Monica and to the panel members, and it is going to be the second phase of the release of our strikes. Now I kindly invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Keith Panigan, to present the token of appreciation abstract to our yeah, Professor K.T. Sundaresan, Rector, Technology Campus. Now I kindly invite Professor as moderator of this session to receive the token of appreciation from our Vice Chancellor from Keith. Now I kindly invite our senior professors present to receive the token of appreciation from our Vice Chancellor. But we can invite Sarah Alexander from the support stage. She's from University. Yes. Guys, we are in the subject of the receive the resources from the companies. Yung mga pinangalis, tapos sabi siya, pinangalan, kasi that we invite Mr. Ol to continue the receipt.
I mean, I'm totally acceptable and self informed. Please, I say our gratitude for all these people. I now invite Secretary of the International Conference of 1925, Dr. R. Raven. I'm proud to stand before you today at the inaugural ceremony of 7th International Business Conference organized by the Singapore Campus Eastern University, Sri Lanka, in collaboration with the Indian Maritime University, with the theme of attaining serenity through a sustainable eco-just society, bridging cultures, science, and technology. On behalf of the organizing committee, first and foremost, we wish to thank Almighty God for giving us the strength, courage, and blessing to make this conference success. Secondly, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all dignitaries today to grace this important occasion, especially our General Ratnasegara, Governor, Eastern Province, and our guest of honor, Professor Pradasa Singham Pradhiban, Vice Chancellor, Eastern University, Sri Lanka, and Dr. Nallamuthu Kodandaraman, Economic Consultant, Indian Maritime University, Tamil Nadu, India. Your presence and support elevate the significance of the event. We are immensely grateful for your time you have taken out of your busy schedule for joining us. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to the respected council members, select members of the Eastern University Sri Lanka, Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor F.C. Ravan, Prof. Bharati Kennedy, Director CDS, and Professors D and Head of the Departments of the Eastern University Sri Lanka and Trincomalee campus. And then the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eastern Province, for gracing this occasion with your presence and support. Thirdly, we would like to express our appreciation to the organizing committee for their tireless effort in bringing this conference to life. They are the true backbone of this event. Each of you taken your role with full commitment and enthusiasm. Director, Professor K.P. Sundaresan sir, who lead and support us with thoughtful direction and encouragement. We also thank the co-chair, Mr. Isharali, Ms. Darshia, and Gaudi, co-secretary, Mr. Jensen, editor, Dr. Vijita Bhagiradan, and finance, members. And finance officer of the Indian Maritime University, as well as Dr. Nallamuthu Kodandaraman sir, economic consultant, Indian Maritime University, and all the organizing committee in charge, members from 7th International Research Conference Committee, Washington Committee Campus. Month of the hard works and collaboration have gone into the preparation, and their dedication has ensured that we all are gathered here today. A special thank you goes to our keynote speaker, Professor Terence Mutilip, Vice Chancellor, University of Varadania, and Dr. Ramesh Ganagandhi, Founder Director, Center for the Security Studies in India. So, wealth of knowledge and insight will guide us through the coming days of discussion and discovery. Your contributions are the cornerstone of this conference, and we are urged to learn from your experience and innovative ideas. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to the members of the Scientific Dialogue, moderator Professor B. Kanakathingam, and dialogue session panel member Senior Professor S. Sukushan, Senior Professor B. Nimaladasan, Professor S. Sarveswaran, and Dr. Sameshan Siddharanathan for their upcoming thoughtful discussion on building a sustainable and inclusive future, governance and innovation for Sri Lanka. We would also like to express our sincere gratitude to the experts from Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and Australia, and other countries, and to all guest speakers, reviewers, session chairs, session co-chairs, and coordinators for their valuable support and contribution toward the success of this conference. We further extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the senior academics, administrative, and non-academic staff of the Eastern University Trincomalee campus and the Indian Maritime University for their crucial role in successfully conducting this conference. We would like to thank all the researchers, scholars, and participants from across the globe who have brought with them diverse perspectives enriching this conference. Your contribution reflects the true spirit, international collaboration, and we are grateful for your willingness to share your work and ideas with us. Furthermore, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the undergraduate students and coordinators for their active participation, for the IT support, audiovisual arrangement, hall arrangement setups, refreshment, and organization. and especially to those who showcase their talent in the cultural, traditional, instrument performance. It is color and lightness to the conference. As we embark on this journey, we are confident that the conference will not only spark intellectual curiosity but also inspire us all to take actionable steps toward a future guided by the intellectual and holistic vision. Together, let us stronger by building that industry and global society as we work towards addressing the presenting challenges of our time. And heartfelt thank you to the sponsors who for this event. We also wish to thank every members of the Trincomalee campus community who was not officially part of the conference committee yet for their help and encouragement directly or indirectly. The cooperation has been invaluable. Thank you once again to everyone who has made this event possible. And we wish all participants a fruitful and inspiring conference ahead. I truly hope I have not missed anyone, but if I have, please excuse me. My sincere thanks goes to each and every one of you who gathered here today. Thank you very much. There's no lot of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of morning session. It has been a truly enriching and inspiring start of conference filled with insightful discussions and working ideas. Now it's time to take a short break and enjoy a pleasant lunch together. Lunch will be served at the floor of the building for guests and visitors. We kindly request all the participants present for the afternoon technical sessions. Following that, the technical session, the medical session, will be commenced at auditorium here. Let us take this time to refresh ourselves, continue networking, and prepare for another exciting round of presentation and discussion. Thank you and enjoy your lunch.